Hello, this video is a follow-up to my response to Go Green's God Helmet video. And I'm a rambling motherfucker most of the time, so I wrote some stuff down this time so I would actually be a little more lucid. But first I want to start off by saying to Go Green that I grew up Mormon as well, so I know what it's like to do. Fuck Mormonism in the asshole, that's what I say. Basically the point that was swimming around in that rambling mess of a video that I made was that I think the God Helmet is really cool. I think it is potentially a tool for studying and developing human spirituality, both the technology and the research connected with the technology, and it might be used in mass quantities someday in the future in churches or religions to put people in the mood. And I was connecting it with religion because I consider religion to be a cultural tool that has been developed for the purpose of and is being used for the purpose of inducing a spiritual experience or attuning us to the spiritual side or the beyond, the transcendental, whether it's something in here or if it's something out there, like I said, I'm a theist. I believe in God and I believe in an afterlife and all that stuff, but I also use my head. I don't, I think I consider religion something that has been developed by humans. I don't think that religion is necessarily inspired by God, although it may or may not be. I don't know, but I think it's something that has been developed by humans for our own purposes because we had these spirit experiences and we didn't know, how to understand them. But we've developed certain ways and methods to induce a spiritual experience. And there are many of these methods, such as meditation, chanting, like I exhibited in my last video, religious ceremonies, religious rituals, and also taking drugs. That's kind of more of the hippie style, but these days. But it's shamans have taken drugs and stuff like that. Eating mushrooms or peyote or special plants to induce a spiritual experience, and also fasting. And fasting can help us get more in tune with spirituality and stuff like that. And also, depending on who you are, self-mortification, like the Opus Dei, inducing a spiritual experience through pain. But see, these are methods that have been developed by over time and codified into religions, so that people would know how to have a spiritual experience. And the way I see it is it's all based on physiology, biology, and how you do a certain thing to the body and it'll create a certain state in your brain. And see, then that's the great debate is, the atheists will say it's all fake, it's all a delusion, and the spiritualists will say, well, it's real, it's a real experience. And the way I see it, and this is, relating all of this stuff to the God Helmet, is the God Helmet is a straight technological way to make people have a spiritual experience, but I think it is really in tuning our brains to, whether you would consider it like an energy or something like that, which is kind of this universal energy that maybe people call it God or something like that. So hopefully that's a little more clear than my last video where I was just making an ass out of myself. And yeah, see, I'm getting to that point now where I've kind of blanked out in my head, and I'm gonna start pulling some shit out of my ass just to try and sound cool. In conclusion, see that? I wonder if you can see that. In conclusion, the God helmet sounds to me like a promising technology and research. Oh. The God helmet sounds to me like promising technology and research, which may one day lead to breakthroughs in religion. Because, and that's kind of a stupid, like a conclusion you would write in the 7th grade, but I guess my expanding on that conclusion is, I think that more and more the line between religion and, I always do the two hands thing. I'm always like, jazz hands, But the line between religion and science, I think, is getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and then eventually it's just gonna disappear because people will realize that religion is scientific. And I wouldn't even say that science is religious. Well, I guess if you consider the scientific method a sort of dogma, I don't know, but that's some whole other shit. But I think that basically what I'm saying is I think that it'll come to the point where science will be able to effectively explain religion. And also, I think that, this is my personal belief, is that I don't think science will ever explain God. Simply because God is beyond... anyways. God is beyond science. God is beyond matter, but I'm not gonna go into some whole fucking preachy shit. Because I could be wrong. Anyone could be wrong. Atheists could be wrong. We don't know. We don't know. So I've made my point, but I still feel like talking because I fucking like to hear my own voice because I want to sound fucking important. But fuck me. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool shit. Yin yang shit going on there. But I guess I've already I'm almost at 8 minutes, but you can stop watching right now because I've already made my point. But I just kind of want to finish up this video with kind of trying to explain rational theism a little bit more, because this is something I want to get this idea out there. I want to start people thinking about this. Out there, it's like the line. See, I'm doing the two hands thing again. It's like this is atheism and this is theism. It's like rational theism is not necessarily both. I guess you could say it's just theism, but it borrows from atheism. Because I remember I had a turning point in my spiritual life. It doesn't make sense, but I had a turning point when I watched that movie by Richard Dawkins that he didn't make it, but he was on it, and I think he wrote it or something like that, which is what the God Delusion, he wrote the God Delusion after he made this film, and it's called The Root of All Evil, ? And you should look it up. I think it's on Google Video. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. It's a pretty cool fucking movie. I really like Richard Dawkins. He's one of my favorites. But he was like, oh, well, fucking... He almost turned me into an atheist, because I was like, you know what? He's fucking right. But I realized that I do believe in God, and it's not something I've ever, it's like I can't get it out of my system. It's like, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But I realized that just because you believe in God doesn't mean you have to be a fucktard. And Richard Dawkins put it really nicely. He said that we should all be open-minded, but not so open-minded that our brain falls out. Peace the fuck out. I'm fucking Jesus, bitch. A red smoke signing out. I'm such a fucking douche.